back. That was another good break.
It was.
It was. We're getting a little goofy though. So
We've been here a while.
it's been a day. It's been a long day, and
been a
Rico
long
gets to
day.
be the last guest. So if we're too goofy, we do apologize. It's been a day. But glad to have you on. This is gonna be a nice little short, brief intro. We'll have some questions for you. Yes, we didn't precursor a lot of these questions because we like the authenticity of your answers. But also, you are part of the five that we picked to be part of our show on podcast for the Black and Brown Business Summit. For that, you get a couple value items as well, and that is a full podcast episode. So here in the next month or so, we'll get you back on and we'll do a full hour and a half show, which since our marketing team is Coco, they'll cut it up and do whatever you want for your own marketing. And then on top of that, we're going to do a free wealth check. So our business, Black Mammoth, plus all of our sister companies, all we deal with is money, whether that's fundraising, whether that's CPA, accounting work, business structure, etc. So we'll do a full wealth check with you and provide you with, some free advice in regards to your business. All right. So that being said, let's walk through your business. Tell us about yourself and your business.
Sure. My name is Rico Ricketson, and I am the founder and CEO of MH3, Mental Health Education for the Mind, Body, and Spirit. And we have over 50 health and wellness experts from diverse communities across the U.S. that share share credible mental health education on learning how to catch changes in your mood, energy levels, and sleeping patterns before they become something more serious.
That's awesome. So we kind of segued into you earlier when we were talking about our money mindset and different stuff like this. So understanding more a little bit about, what mental health means to you and the mental health that kind of as it relates to money as well, and how your business really got started, where you are today. That's going to be our next question for you, if you want to allude to that a little bit more.
Sure. Yeah. For how business got started was my passion for MH3 comes from 21 years in healthcare advertising and the desire to see healthcare challenges of this world solved by diverse experts. And so on March 15th, 2020, before COVID really hit here and it was social distancing in Italy and we start seeing on the news, legitimately all my neurons in my brain were firing saying, you got to do something. You got to do something. I am a survivor of domestic violence as a child. So not only my degree of having a master's in biology, the concentration in neuroscience, and my background of 21 years of healthcare advertising, that matter, but the urgency of, I've been told for a lot of many reasons I'm broken. One of them was domestic violence, even by your own parents. That's a little tough. And so I couldn't imagine people for the first time being trapped at home when being trapped at home for many of us is a scary option. Mm-hmm. And so it was really about taking everything I knew and building it together to create this and fighting through what a lot of us fight through. I think especially Black and brown talent, right? It's that imposter syndrome and fighting through that. And that's why I'm here today, right? It's not been easy, but that's what really led to the inception of this business.
What do you think has been your biggest challenge in growing your business and getting it to where you want to
go? It's 2 words, pretty easy for me: working capital.
Love it.
There's people use other 2 words probably in growing a business, but those specifically kept me back. It was a passion project. It honestly wasn't something. It was the moment that precipitated finally saying, yeah, you want to be a startup. You want to do this. And rather than I wasn't prepared, right? To say, I have this capital, this is what we need to do. But I also knew I had to take advantage of that moment, right? Even if I had money or not, because that's another thing of imposter syndrome that gets you back, right? Not only if I have this, if I'm built like Calm or if I'm built like Headspace, that's great, but that doesn't mean that Black and brown talent is getting in the forefront. It just means more larger corporations are trying to heal us without us ever hearing from people like us.
Absolutely. 100%. What? You
I'm
look at
just,
me like you have a question.
I thought you were having a question. That's why
I did
that's
too.
why
I
looked
was
over
like,
at you.
oh, he's got
I was
nothing
waiting.
on.
You looked at me. I looked at you. So for this year, what do you want to accomplish? What is your primary business goal?
Well, our primary business goal, right? It's associated with those two words, obviously, working capital, but more specific of working capital, it's what that working capital can allow us to do. So because of my 21 years in healthcare advertising and experience, and really our founding team has over 43 years in marketing experience. So we got the marketing part and we figured out how to do our logo right on low budget. Literally, when I'm talking about low budget, we have a cap, we have of our own personal money. We put $2,500 so far into this of just what we could afford. But now with that working capital, right, it's about taking that next level and crystallizing our brand identity, right? We're working with an ad agency of how do we really how do we solidify who we are? Even though I've created our logo, done all these other things, I really like the idea of having a solid marketing foundation. And then as well, and building on that is enhancing our platform. So we have a mental health platform, education platform, mh3.co, that has our mental health education videos. And then I think after that, right, it's the next thing for us that how we want to use that working capital is to bring someone full-time on for a support staff for me. I've been doing a lot and my corporate clients we're getting there, right? And money's going to happen, but I can only do so many things to keep this going. So that's where we're at.
Definitely hear you there. And I'm going to, over here, we got Cheryl Ricketson. She is the founder of Females in Finance. And this is what she always asks everyone, at least on the call with them. And that question is, what?
Depends. I can't hear what they're saying.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. She can't hear you because we have no mics. Okay.
They have, I could put my pretend headset on.
We're losing it.
I do ask about software. I ask about
you say, what is your big ask?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, the big ask. Yeah.
And yours is obviously going to be about working capital. And we own multiple firms. One is Call It Capital, where we do fundraising and we actually help out businesses. So to steal that, what is your big ask?
That is, my big ask, I would love finding mission-minded investors. Mission-minded investors, what I mean by that is that, and it's kind of like with this program, what interested me in it, right? It's that it's not just finding diverse spaces that's important. It's about finding brave spaces, because no space is really safe for anyone, right? For women, for trans, for Black and brown, because you're always having to deal with catch up of people like, hey, didn't you learn that already? And they don't many times. And so it's about finding, when I say mission minded, it's that people that believe not only just in diversity and filling the gap of their experiences and solving mental health, but also welcoming people in and creating a thing where it's a brave space if I pull you in. You're not going to know everything all the time, and you may say things that are inappropriate to me, right? Or I may do the same, but how do we create an environment where it really is about doing what's the best for each other rather than just the safe space, right? The idea that I'll protect you. Some people will not protect you in business. And I think that's what we're really looking for, not just investors, but investors or sources of investment, I should say, where it is from people that are in the same mission minded.
Awesome. And what is that dollar figure that you're asking for?
We'd like to get to, I'd like to raise 150,000 right now to get started on just our brand identity work and enhancing our website. That may be able to pull in for us having some time of that hire that I was talking about. But I think primarily it'd be used for the 150 would be really used for enhancing our website and our brand identity.
And what would that runway look like for that 150? Would it last 12 months, 18, 24? What is your thought?
I think it's going to last 12 months for our first year, because by month 13, we're looking at significant investment of month 13. After that, we'd look at an investment probably of $1 million at that point. to really start, right? Because I look at it, I many years ago read a book, don't remember where to quote it from, but it's an analogy, and so you can steal that from anywhere. But it's a speedboat, the speedboat or sailboat, right? For my business, and definitely is a speedboat for us. That million will really help us, and not only help us, but help us, right, to get that brand presence, because it's great that we're here for audiences to learn from us, but no one knows who we are, which means that they're not learning about healing from people that look like them.
So I'd love to just segue into a little bit about mental health, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Your show, go with it.
Well, I know we talk about numbers, but I like the psychology part of it. So tell me a little bit more about your platform. So if somebody's out there that has, struggling with mental health, how is your platform helping them or connecting them with resources? And what would you share with someone that maybe is going through a struggle right now?
Great. So the first thing of the platform, right, is for the platform where we have now is how it works is individuals of corporations, because we mainly work with corporations, but that's through our workshops. Mm-hmm. And then our platform is really built for the everyday consumer. And we have content on the mind, body, and spirit for mental health education, obviously. But I think what's really helpful is, yes, we have over 2,000 minutes of mental health education videos. But one of the quick success stories that we've had from one of our subscribers that we found out in user interviews was someone that I say Kevin, that's not his real name, but just to protect his identity. And MH3 and watching MH3 literally saved Kevin's life. Kevin had attempted suicide for the second time. He came out of the hospital, started watching videos on what is depression, featuring one of our experts, Dr. Patel, then watched another video on PTSD by one of our other experts, Dr. Villa. And what was interesting is not only is struggling with the sexuality that no one knew about, but culturally growing up as being Indian and in India and now in the US, it wasn't something that he knew. He decided to attempt suicide the second time just because he didn't want to talk about it. He wanted to talk to his parents about it, but he knew he needed help. And then after he got out of the hospital, he saw these videos just on LinkedIn. We didn't pay for, once again, I said, we only were able to put 2,500 into the business because you could imagine there's no paid spend going on with that. Right. So he organically found the LinkedIn channel we had. And I swear, Kevin knows more now about mental health than I do. And so what I say to someone struggling, and someone struggling is, I don't want you to think that only diverse people struggle, right? Men struggle, white men struggle, women, everyone struggles, and we all need to heal, but there's always something keeping us back, right? There's always that fear. I think it's with anything of we evolve, is that what people don't realize about mental health, it's the same thing like physical health. It takes a lot of work, and you're only as good as sometimes your best day, right? And sometimes it's about mental health of learning. Like, I know when I'm really tired from the gym and I'm sore, or if I did a marathon, not saying I do marathons all the time, oh, that does sound great, but let's just say, right, I did do a marathon or something, right? And then the next day I'm like, whoa, why am I so tired, right? I've been avoiding my mental health for so long, and my energy level's changing, my mood, I'm not doing anything that makes me happy. And then one day we wake up and we're like, whoa, my body cast a check finally. Yeah, it does. But you don't need to do that. You can have things you learn slowly, right, that you try to do, and learn them from experts, credible experts. So that is my probably longer-winded answer to both of those questions. Yeah. But yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
You won't be long-winded around us. I'll tell you that. Oh, no. I'll tell you that. You're okay. You won't be long-winded around us.
No, we muted the one and she can't hear you. That's the longest winded, so you're good.
Man, we got buses in here all day long, don't we?
You can tell.
I mean, I'm speaking for myself. I'm a very long-winded person. I know that. So
I'm just speaking for others. That's all.
That's funny. I'm so glad you said that, though, because I think that's the same way about money for people. Like, when you don't know, it causes you a lot of anxiety, right? And probably worsens some of those mental illness or mental health issues that you have going on. But we struggle with that same thing with helping change people's money mindsets. We just had conversation about that. It's the same kind of thing in our business too, but the only way to overcome that is education and resources. So appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. Agreed. Completely agree.
Well, we're definitely here to help, and we're definitely glad that we got you on. And I know as a team, when we picked, this was a very important one for us. Yes. We've all been through a lot of trauma, one way or another in this group. So we definitely wanted to make more awareness of your company, get to know you more, and able to blast that across at least our platform, in our networks. Yeah. That we have. So we definitely appreciate the time that you spent with us. We'll be reaching out here shortly over the next month or so to get you in for a full episode where we can go a lot deeper, and we'll provide a little more detail with that as it comes out. So again, thank you for coming out and having this conversation.
Thank you. Thanks. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Take care, Rico.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
The preceding program was sponsored by Black Mammoth. Any awards, rankings, or recognition by unaffiliated third parties or publications are in no way indicative of the advisor's future performance or any individual client's investment success. No award, ranking, or recognition should be construed as a current or past endorsement of Black Mammoth. Information regarding specific awards, rankings, or recognitions is available on the Black Mammoth website, www.blackmammoth.com. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss. Investment strategies such as asset allocation, diversification, or rebalancing do not assure or guarantee better performance and cannot eliminate the risk of investment losses. There are no guarantees that a portfolio employing these or any other strategy will outperform a portfolio that does not engage in such strategies. This broadcast should not be construed by any client or prospective client as a solicitation to effect or attempt to effect transactions and securities or the rendering of personalized investment advice due to various factors including changing market conditions. The information discussed in this broadcast may no longer be reflective of current positions or recommendations. While information presented is believed to be factual and up-to-date, Black Mammoth do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. The tax and estate planning information discussed is general in nature and is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal or tax advice. Listeners should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding their specific legal or tax situation. Past performance is not indicative of future results.